If you're a pastor or a pastoral leader at your church, there's a really good chance that you're in faith for breakthroughs in the same areas as churches double, triple, or even 10 times your size. And I'm going to present to you a key that quickly help you unlock that breakthrough. For the past 10 years, I've had the privilege of working with some of America's most explosive ministries that have multiplied members and campuses in the most supernatural way. And I've also had the honor of working with brand new startup churches, seeing them break 100 members for the first time and even get their first buildings. You'd be amazed at how similar the challenges are that they face, no matter the size of the congregation or their budget. They've got huge vision, but no real formal structure to measure and track the advancement for their teams. They've got generous hearts, but they're lacking data insights into the return on investment for their events or their community outreaches. They've got a spirit of excellence, but they're just bogged down with outdated technology and communication tools that make it hard to deliver efficiently. And they have a desire for impact, but feeling under-equipped to handle the fast-paced change of the social media algorithms. And there's really good news. So first of all, it's not the pastor's fault. Your job as a pastoral team is to be anointed, study the word, preach and demonstrate the gospel, and feed the sheep. In a ministry's earliest year, everyone is the same people to help the business of the ministry. It's going to be family and friends that are willing to work for cheap or basically free because they are God assigned to help the man and woman of God grow the ministry. As these ministries do grow, the core people are promoted as they should be for their loyalty and faithfulness. Unfortunately, problems can arise when these leaders haven't led or managed projects to the magnitude of how the ministry has grown. And the outcomes are almost predictable at this point. A sense of clear communication is lacking despite best efforts hopping from communication tool to tool, half-completed projects before new urgent initiatives emerge, feeling like people are busy without being productive and bringing projects across the finish line. And there's always this last-minute rush for designs and media projects that have to be done now, which everyone says next time we're going to be more ahead, and rarely that ever happens. And you have this knowing in your knower that there's a more efficient, more accountable, more explosive way to run your organization with clarity so that you know you're not wasting resources, but you're maximizing your team and their efforts, resulting in a thriving culture. And because most pastors aren't business owners or they don't have trusted voices helping them fine-tune their organization, leaders are dealing with problems they don't need to face. Leaders are regularly confronted with making operational, technological, and communication decisions that greatly impact how or if the organization scales. And if a wrong decision is made, it could mean that there's a loss of members, or your impact is limited, or that there's a throttling for the growth of the organization. And the needs of the people and the vision of the ministry are so expansive that employees and core volunteers are redlining their bandwidth no matter how many people are hired. That's why God had us launch the Jethro Initiative. So based on the structural advice of Jethro, who's Moses' father-in-law, gave Moses in the book of Exodus in the 19th chapter. So it starts out, we'll start 14a. When Moses' father-in-law saw all that Moses was doing for the people, he asked, "What are you really accomplishing here?" Verse 17, "This is not good," Jethro exclaimed. Verse 18, "You are going to wear yourself out and the people too. This job is too heavy of a burden for you to handle all by yourself. Now listen to me and let me give you a word of advice, and may God be with you. You should continue to be the people's representative before God, bringing their disputes to Him. Teach them God's decrees and give them His instructions. Show them how to conduct their lives. But select from all the people some capable, honest men who fear God and hate bribes. Appoint them as leaders over groups of 1,150 and 10. If you follow this advice, and if God commands you to do so, then you will be able to endure the pressure, and all these people will go home in peace." In 2016, during a fast, the Lord spoke to me to lay down our traveling ministry and focus on business, which sounded like the most carnal decision that I could make. And the Lord said, I'm seeding concepts into you during business that you will need in your next phase of ministry. From that year, we experienced explosive growth in business. We hit our first $1 million year, and within 2 years, we were working with 70 full-time contractors and 25 internal employees, grossing $1 million a month remotely during the COVID era. God didn't lie. During that time, He taught me hands-on how to build systems that scale with remote and asynchronistic teams that brought measurable results. The Jethro Initiative takes those same proven tools and core principles and adapts them into the business of ministry. This isn't a course for sale or a how-to book. The Jethro Initiative is an incubator and a partnership between Brave Life and an alliance of pastors and ministry leaders that offer hands-on guidance and resources so you experience the breakthrough you're believing for. If something is leaping in your spirit and you feel the wind of God on what we're talking about, click the button below to schedule a call with me and let's talk. My assignment is to love people and lead them, not love people and leave them. Because of the depth of involvement and how we're really helping pastors and their teams, our bandwidth obviously is limited in how many organizations that we can help while continuing to serve with excellence. So definitely let's chat soon. If you've made it this far, there's no doubt that God has something for our alignment. What if connecting on the Jethro Initiative is exactly what you've been believing for? Click below and let's find out together.